Here's the plan. Export sun. We'll chill tonight with all her fans. The doctor's in. Whisper in. So I hope you all tuned in.
Plow Warriors, today is a good day for cereal. I had cinnamon life cereal with soy milk as part of my dinner, and it was delicious. The rest of my dinner included roasted salted pistachios and chickpea cauliflower pasta with mezzetta roasted garlic pasta sauce. So, hope you all are having a good day. The impression election poll came out today. It's been a back and forth battle between Crown and Kilo. So, Kilo, Trony, Crown and Trony, which forced me to make the Trony avatar today since I only had Crown and Kilo prepared. So, on the chance that Trony wins, I had to prepare that avatar. So, make sure to get your votes in. If you want, I know some of you were hoping 1F. I think you didn't want Crown to win, so if you haven't voted, make sure to hurry up and maybe vote for Trony because she seems to be the only one that stands a chance. So, how many of you are going to get Friday off for 4th of July? I know not everyone's in the United States. I'm very excited to get Friday off for 4th of July. I'm going to get some vegan hot dogs, make some cornbread, and a s'mores icebox cake. Really looking forward to that. S'mores are one of my favorite things. So, that's the plan. I was trying to think of a good all-American dessert, and I thought s'mores are pretty darn American. I don't think they eat a lot of s'mores other places, but correct me if I'm wrong. Do they even know what s'mores are other places? I don't know. So, today is Tuesday, which means it's Cozy Stream ASMR. I've got the Epic of Gilgamesh pulled up. In case we want to do some reading off of that. And then we can also just chat. And save your impression requests, because we don't want to interrupt the cozy feel. Yesterday, while finishing up my work, I was up till midnight 30 a.m., and I finished off watching Voyager. Finished up the last episode, and my Paramount account automatically moved me back into the next generation, and I'm not complaining. Hello, is it Psy Jedi? PSI Jedi? Thank you for joining us tonight. So, no, it's only Tuesday, but I'm already thinking about the weekend. Anyone have anything planned for the weekend? I've got a lot of knitting to do. I'm probably going to spend all of Friday and Saturday knitting until I go to the party, because I'm pretty full the rest of the week and worried I'm not going to finish it in time, which would be unfortunate, but I guess I can always give it to them later before the baby's born, and I'll be ordering something off their registry anyway. Sorry about the cough. I'm speaking close to the microphone, and I think I'm breathing in a little bit of microphone dust. Probably a little bit of microplastics there. We'll see how I turn out. So let's review the schedule. Schedule coming up here. Mondays are gaming. Yesterday we played some Minecraft. Yes, working on my ice house. I finally gathered all the glass blocks that I needed, or gathered all the coal that I needed to make the glass blocks, and made the glass blocks. Tuesdays ASMR cozy streams and chat. Wednesday's class with Dr. Export. Going to be working tonight on preparing the info for our cryptid stream tomorrow. It's going to be cryptids around the world. at least a few from each continent. Thursday's gaming. Still figuring out what we'll play this Thursday. I think we'll probably vote for it at the end of the day on Wednesday. And last Friday, Nikkei guest host streams. So far, looking like it's a battle between Crown and Trony. Oh, and I just remembered Thursday's gaming. We decided to do a Minecraft multiplayer. So y'all will be joining me in my Minecraft world on Thursday to help me make my ice house. Anyone who destroys my ice house or damages it in any way will be banned for eternity. You can check out the Discord to get details about joining me for Minecraft on Thursday. It's a Playing with Export channel. Yeah, KHM, I think I'm probably bringing in some microplastics from this microphone. Got my face real close to it. Make sure you can hear me real good. So, question of the day. What is the best Nasuverse meme? Any thoughts on that? Two of the ones that are my favorite are people die when they are killed, and that's hell you're walking into. 1F, I'll be watching to see what happens with the ice house. We'll see if it destroys itself. Sleepy, the sun will not melt it. The house is not made of ice, it's made in the ice. Under the ice. Out of context, are you being serious? I assume it didn't work after that. I think you might be confused about microwaves. Next time I'm going to recommend that you put it in some dry rice. Don't put it in rice and then cook the rice with the phone in it. Don't put it into cooked rice. Put it into dry, uncooked rice. Help it absorb the water. Gonna get some water to try to stop coughing on y'all. Yes, Gamma, so it's made underneath the ice. The ice, I dig through the ice, creating an underground level beneath the ice, and then an upper level above the ice. Trying to impress my nephew, show him how wicked cool I am. 'Cause I'm not sure how cool he thinks I am at this point. Good enough. I'll set you all to work farming coal for me and making more blocks. You can gather me resources, drop it, earn admiration points. No, out of context, don't put it in the rice cooker. Put it in some dry rice. And then leave the rice dry and leave it out. 1F, thank you so much. Best Fate meme is... Very good, excellent choice. Anyone else have any contributions to answer question of the day? So far, 1F and I have answered the question. KHM, yes, it's underwater, under ice, glass. Well, not so much a dome, it's gonna be more cube-like. Not planning on making it dome-shaped, not smart enough. Alright, I'm gonna read this first part here of the Epic of Gilgamesh. It says, Prologue, Gilgamesh, King in Uruk. I will proclaim to the world the deeds of Gilgamesh. This was the man to whom all things were known. This was the king who knew the countries of the world. He was wise, he saw mysteries and knew secret things. He brought us a tale of the days before the flood. He went on a long journey, was weary, worn out with labor. Returning, he rested. He engraved on a stone the whole story. When the gods created Gilgamesh, they gave him a perfect body. Shamash, the glorious sun, endowed him with beauty. Adad, the god of the storm, endowed him with courage. The great gods made his beauty perfect, surpassing all others, terrifying like a great wild bull. 2/3 they made him god and 1/3 man. Sounds like you might say he's well endowed. In Uruk he built walls, a great rampart, and the temple of blessed Iana for the god of the firmament Anu, and for Ishtar the goddess of love. Look at it still today, the outer wall where the cornice runs. It shines with the brilliance of copper. In the inner wall it has no equal. Touch the threshold, it is ancient. Approach Iana, the dwelling of Ishtar, our lady of love and war, the like of which no latter-day king, no man alive can equal. Climb upon the wall of Uruk, along it I say, regard the foundation, terrace, and examine the masonry. Is it not burnt brick and good? The 7 sages laid the foundation. Excellent, Gamma. Get the mines. Get me that coal. Get me more wood, anything you think I might need. I'm trying to look at the camera so it makes me look forward, but it's struggling. There we go. That's better. Who's familiar with the Epic of Gilgamesh? Anybody read it before? I'm only vaguely familiar. I like to think about that episode of Star Trek Next Generation, where Captain Picard teaches the species that speaks in metaphor the Epic of Gilgamesh. Correct, Hades. That's why I think it's so cool. I think it is the coolest thing. And I'm also aware of it from Fate Grand Order. Not sure how accurate that version is, but I also remember looking one time into the oldest stories in the world because I get down my rabbit holes of history questions. So Epic of Gilgamesh is the oldest, but Tales of Genki is another very old one. Let's move on to the coming of Enkidu. Very important. Yes, Jedi, that is the modern version. It sounds like you're speaking in that episode of TNG that I referred to. Gilgamesh and Artorio at Fuyuki. Jalad and Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. Hades no, and only Enkidu is. Maybe. Yes, Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. Gilgamesh and Artorio at Fuyuki. Let's move on to the coming of Enkidu. Gilgamesh went abroad in the world, but he met with none who could withstand his arms till he came to Uruk. But the men of Uruk muttered in their houses. Gilgamesh sounds the tocsin for his amusement. His arrogance has no bounds by day or night. No son is left with his father, for Gilgamesh takes them all, even the children. Bro, that's messed up. Yet the king should be a shepherd to his people. His lust leaves no virgin to her lover. Okay, that doesn't sound consensual. Neither the warrior's daughter nor the wife of the noble. Whoa. Okay. Yet this is the shepherd of the city, wise, comely, and resolute. Sounding like he is not a good king and is not too concerned about consent. The gods heard their lament. The gods of heaven cried to the Lord of Uruk, to Anu the god of Uruk. A goddess made him, strong as a savage bull. None can withstand his arms. No son is left with his father, for Gilgamesh takes them all. And is this the king, the shepherd of his people? His lust leaves no virgin to her lover, neither the warrior's daughter nor the wife of the noble. When Anu heard their lamentation, the gods cried to Aruru, goddess of creation. You made him, O Aruru, now create his equal. Let it be as like him as his own reflection, his second self. Stormy heart for his stormy heart. Let them contend together and leave Uruk in quiet. Yeah, 1F, did it go clean? Did it though? So the goddess conceived an image in her mind, and it was of the stuff of Anu of the firmament. She dipped her hands in water and pinched off clay. She let it fall in the wilderness, and noble Enkidu was created. There was virtue in him of the god of war, of Ninurta himself. His body was rough. He had long hair like a woman's. Guess that's how Gilgamesh likes it. It waved like the hair of Nisaba, the goddess of corn. His body was covered with matted hair like Samogens, the god of cattle. He was innocent of mankind. He knew nothing of the cultivated land. Alright then, it's a little freaky. Enkidu ate grass in the hills with the gazelle and lurked with wild beasts at the water holes. He had the joy of the water with the herds of wild game. But there was a trapper who met him one day face to face at the drinking hole, for the wild game had entered his territory. On 3 days he met him face to face, and the trapper was frozen with fear. Yeah, I don't blame him, it's some guy at the water hole with the wild animals. He went back to his house with the game that he had caught, and he was dumb, benumbed with terror. Fair enough. His face was altered like that of one who had made a long journey. With awe in his heart he spoke to his father. Father, there is a man, unlike any other, who comes down from the hills. He is the strongest in the world. He is like an immortal from heaven. He ranges over the hills with wild beasts and eats grass. So he's vegan, that's cool. The ranges through your land and comes down to the wells. I am afraid and dare not go near him. He fills in the pits which I dig and tears up my traps set for the game. He helps the beasts to escape and now they slip through my fingers. Alright, so far I'm liking this Enkidu guy. He's for the beasts. He's vegan. He saves the animals. Hades, maybe it is, I'm not sure. Maybe they mean like extra extra long, perhaps. Maybe they mean like to the floor long. His father opened his mouth and said to the trapper, My son, in Uruk lives Gilgamesh. No one has ever prevailed against him. He is strong as a star from heaven. Go to Uruk, find Gilgamesh. Extol the strength of this wild man. Ask him to give you a harlot, a wanton from the temple of love. Return with her and let her woman's power overcome this man. Wow. Why are they assuming he doesn't like the beasts? When next he comes down to drink at the well, she will be there, stripped naked. And when he sees her beckoning, he will embrace her, and then the wild beasts will reject him. Wow, that took a turn I did not see coming. Gonna get a sip of water here. I feel like it's possible the FGO version left that part out. I don't remember Captain Picard mentioning it either. I hope they pay her really well, because that's pretty freaky. I'm afraid he's gonna just do her like one of the other beasts. So the trapper set on his journey to Uruk and addressed himself to Gilgamesh, saying, A man unlike any other is roaming now in the pastures. He is as strong as a star from heaven, and I am afraid to approach him. He helps the wild game to escape. He fills in my pits and pulls up my traps. They're trying to get him to fill in another pit. Gilgamesh said, Trapper, go back. Take with you a harlot, a child of pleasure. At the drinking hole she will strip. It's getting hot in here. And when he sees her beckoning, he will embrace her, and the game of the wilderness will surely reject him. I'm not sure embracing is what he's going to do. Any bets on what's going to happen? No spoilers. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Wow, but I'm getting a little preview here, and wow. Wow. This is... wow. Alright. He freed the beasts. Yes, that's correct, Gamma. Let's see. Now the trapper returned, taking the harlot with him. After a 3 days' journey, they came to the drinking hole, and there they sat down. The harlot and the trapper sat, facing one another and waiting for the game to come. It's an adult bedtime story out of context. Depending on what happened, it'll give you good dreams or bad dreams. For the first day and for the second day, the two sat waiting, but on the third day the herds came. They came to drink, and Enkidu was with them. The small wild creatures of the plains were glad of the water, and Enkidu with them, who ate grass with the gazelle and was born in the hills. And she saw him, the savage man, come from far off in the hills. The trapper spoke to her. There he is. Now, woman, make your breast bare, have no shame. Do not delay, but welcome his love. I do not recommend saying this to a woman yourself. I don't think it would go well. Yes, Hades, this does sound like it was... Is this translated by George R.R. Martin? I think that's a good question. Let's see. Let him see you naked. Let him possess your body. When he comes near, uncover yourself and lie with him. Teach him, the savage man, your woman's art. For when he murmurs love to you, the wild beasts that shared his life in the hills will reject him. Wow, I had no idea when we selected the stories that it would be NSFW. I would like that known ahead of time that I was not aware. Nasu definitely censored the FGO version, guys. This part is really something. She was not ashamed. I don't know if I can read this, you guys. Okay. Alright, trying to stay serious here. She was not ashamed to take him. She made herself naked and welcomed his eagerness. As he lay on her, murmuring love, she taught him the woman's art. For 6 days and 7 nights they lay together, for Enkidu had forgotten his home in the hills. But when he was satisfied, he went back to the wild beasts. Then, when the gazelle saw him, they bolted away. When the wild creatures saw him, they fled. 1F, you're probably right, but I haven't read any before. Thanks for following on Twitch, Jorge Senpai. I'm sure 1F is correct. They were probably less prudish back then. Enkidu would have followed, but his body was bound as though with a cord. Enkidu was with a cord. His knees gave way when he started to run. His swiftness was gone. And now the wild creatures had all fled away. Enkidu was grown weak, for wisdom was in him, and the thoughts of a man were in his heart, if you know what I mean. So he returned and sat down at the woman's feet and listened intently to what she said. You are wise, Enkidu, and now you have become like a god. Why do you want to run wild with the beasts in the hills? Come with me. I will take you to strong-walled Uruk, to the blessed temple of Ishtar and of Nu. Of love and of heaven there Gilgamesh lives, who is very strong, and like a wild bull he lords it over men. This seems like a sad story to me. To me it's sad that he gave up his wildness and his protection of the beasts and his grass eating. I would have liked to have ended it there. I'm disappointed. When she had spoken, Enkidu was pleased. He longed for a comrade for who would understand his heart. Come, woman, and take me to that holy temple, to the house of Anu and of Ishtar, and to the place where Gilgamesh lords it over the people. I will challenge him boldly. I will cry out aloud in Uruk, I am the strongest here. I have come to change the old order. I am he who was born in the hills. I am he who is strongest of all. I'm a little confused. Was this all part of the gods' original plan when they created Enkidu? Because he was supposed to help deal with the Gilgamesh issue, but instead of just sending him to Gilgamesh right away, they figured they'd take the scenic route and have him be a beast and bed a woman first. Is that what's going on here? So, yes. Definitely feels like this version was written by George R.R. Martin. Let's see. She said, let us go and let him see your face. I know very well where Gilgamesh is in Great Uruk. I bet she knows well where Gilgamesh is. I'm sure he's visited her many times. Oh, Enkidu, there are all the people are dressed in their gorgeous robes. Every day is holiday. The young men and the girls are wonderful to see. How sweet they smell. All the great ones are roused from their beds. Oh, Enkidu, you who love life, I will show you Gilgamesh, a man of many moods. You shall look at him well in his radiant manhood. His body is perfect in strength and maturity. He never rests by day or night. He is stronger than you, so leave your boasting. Shamash, the glorious sun, has given favors to Gilgamesh, and Anu of the heavens and Enlil and Ea the wise has given him deep understanding. F tell you? That's what it says, F tell you. Even before you have left the wilderness, Gilgamesh will know in his dreams that you are coming. Yeah, so if he doesn't sleep, how does he know in his dreams? That seems like a contradiction there. Interesting. Predictions. What will happen when Gilgamesh and Enkidu face each other? Here's what I think. I think that Enkidu will say, Martha. And then Gilgamesh will be like, what? Why did you say that? And he'll be like, that's my mom. And Gilgamesh will be like, me too, bro. And then it's all will be good. So, I mean, I suppose technically they do have the same parents, but that's not the point. Now Gilgamesh got up to tell his dream. Again, how does he have a dream? Fair enough, he does, what did we say that those sharks do? The sleep swimming? Maybe he sleep swims. Welcome Lukesterman935. Thanks for following on Twitch. Yeah, I think that's probably a good guess, Lornator. He probably goes to, the temple and smells some pretty stuff and then has the vision. Now Gilgamesh got up to tell his dream to his mother. Although got up, so I guess he's sitting down at the very least. His mother, Ninsun, one of the wise gods. Mother, last night I had a dream. I was full of joy. The young heroes were round me, and I walked through the night under the stars of the firmament, and one, a meteor of the stuff of Anu, fell from heaven. I tried to lift it, but it proved too heavy. All the people of Uruk came round to see it. The common people jostled, and the nobles thronged to kiss its feet, and to me its attraction was like the love of a woman. They helped me. I braced my forehead, and I raised it with thongs and brought it to you, and you yourself pronounced it my brother. Sounds like Gilgamesh might end up questioning his sexuality. And also, that definitely sounds like a dream, not a vision. So, Feel like, yeah, he's got to be at least sleepwalking here. It's the only explanation. What they don't realize is that's a parasomnia, and he actually has a disorder. It's not a special ability. Then Ninsun, who is well beloved and wise, said to Gilgamesh, "This star of heaven which descended like a meteor from the sky, which you tried to lift, but found too heavy, when you tried to move it, it would not budge, and so you brought it to my feet. I made it for you, a goad and spur, and you were drawn as though to a woman." Yeah, I see where this is going. Fate fans have all seen the Gilgamesh and Enkidu fanfics. This is, guess I should have read this for Pride Month. This is the strong comrade, the one who brings help to his friend in his need. He is the strongest of wild creatures, the stuff of Anu. Born in the grasslands, and the wild hills reared him. When you see him, you will be glad. You will love him as a woman, and he will never forsake you. This is the meaning of the dream. Well, there you go. Gilgamesh said, "Mother, I dreamed a second dream. In the streets of a strong-walled Uruk, there lay an axe. The shape of it was strange, and the people thronged round. I saw it, and I was glad. I bent down, deeply drawn towards it. I loved it like a woman and wore it at my side." I'm getting the feeling that this axe represents a body part. Ninsun answered, "That axe which you saw, which drew you so powerfully like love of a woman, that is the comrade whom I give you, and he will come in his strength like one of the host of heaven. He is the brave companion who rescues his friend in necessity." Gilgamesh said to his mother, "A friend, a counselor, has come to me from Enlil, and now I shall befriend and counsel him." So Gilgamesh told his dreams, and the harlot retold them to Enkidu. Wait a minute. How did the harlot get back involved in this? Dang train, this turned out not to be super appropriate for work, so just keep an eye out for that. So, alright. Sounds like Gilgamesh and Enkidu both swing both ways. And now she said to Enkidu, this is the harlot speaking, I think, "When I look at you, you have become like a god. Why do you yearn to run wild again with the beasts in the hills? Get up from the ground, the bed of a shepherd." And I say, "Run, Enkidu, run." That's me speaking. Thanks, Encrypted, for becoming a member. Encrypted Chaos, thank you. Congratulations. He listened to her words with care. It was good advice that she gave. She divided her clothing in two, and with the one half she clothed him, and with the other herself. and holding his hand, she led him like a child to the sheepfolds into the shepherd's tents. Anybody know what a sheepfold is? Is that a bed? Like a child to the sheepfolds. Sounds like a bed, right? Hello, Acacia. I know, these harlots. Typical harlot talk. Brolets before harlots? How does that work? There all the shepherds crowded round to see him. They put down bread in front of him. Nice, good deal. But Enkidu could only suck the milk of wild animals. He fumbled and gaped, at a loss what to do or how he should eat the bread and drink the strong wine. Then the woman said, Enkidu, eat bread. It is the staff of life. Drink the wine, it is the custom of the land. Anybody have thoughts on what this bread? Do we think this was a flat bread, or had they discovered leavening already? Any thoughts? Friday, Sleepy. Friday will be... It's looking like it's going to be either a crown or a trony stream, but we'll see. Oh, thank you, Out of Context. New Out of Context would know. Sheep fenced areas, thank you. But what does it have to do with a child, then? A child to the sheepfolds? It was a baguette. Yes, they brought it in from France. Before it existed. I'm assuming a flatbread? You think flatbread, Ravencloak? When was leavening discovered? It's always interesting. They recently, in recent years, have discovered some very old traces of bread. So it's pretty cool. I had this idea. I wanted to try to follow this ancient recipe for bread. It's an ancient Egyptian recipe. I would get these like einkorn grains and hand grind them in with my mortar and pestle into flour, which takes hours, and then make it into a bread. Be really cool. Well, Ravencloak, Enkidu didn't make the bread. The bread was given to him. Anybody know? We're gonna have to Google. I'm gonna Google it. I need to know. I'm sorry. I can't continue. When was leavening invented? What? No. 1000 BC in Egypt. So maybe. That's the first known made with semi-domesticated yeast. So we don't know the exact origin. Let's check here again. We can't be certain. Red grains. Let's see. So ancient Egyptians definitely did it. They used barley and emmer wheat to brew beer and to make sourdough bread. So maybe it was flatbread, but maybe there's a chance it was yeast. That would be pretty cool, right? Sorry, I'm really into this kind of history stuff. Alright, sorry. So he ate till... Wait. Then the woman... So he didn't know how to drink. He fumbled and gaped, at a loss what to do or how he should eat the bread and drink the strong wine. Once humans started making food, first thing they did was figure out how to make alcohol, I think. Then the woman said, Enkidu, eat bread. It is the staff of life. Word, says Export. Drink the wine. It is the custom of the land. So he ate till he was full and drank strong wine, 7 goblets. He became merry, his heart exulted and his face shone. He rubbed down the matted hair of his body and anointed himself with oil. Enkidu had become a man. Yes, well, thanks to the harlot. But when he had put on man's clothing, he appeared like a bridegroom. He took arms to hunt the lions so that the shepherds could rest at night. He caught wolves and lions, and the herdsmen lay down in peace, for Enkidu was their watchman, that strong man who had no rival. Wow, I didn't know there were lions in that part of the world. Because Sumer is like modern day, isn't it like modern day Iran? Modern day. Sumerians, modern day Iraq. Modern day Iraq. But they had lions. Need to see a map here. Oh, I guess that makes sense. That is not where I pictured it. That can't be right. Let me see this again. Iraq. World map. Yes, alcohol was safer to drink. That's why they're always drinking so much. And that's why it's accurate that they drink so much wine in Game of Thrones. They're constantly drinking wine because water was disgusting. These maps they're giving me are stupid. Ah, yes, I see. Alright. I assume they were less alcoholic as well. Or less strong. Wow, that's fascinating, Tekam, and that makes sense. I think you're right. I think the African lions. Thanks, Jacob Stovacek, for following on Twitch. Tekam, and I think you're probably right that they had a larger range back then. Or Hades, perhaps an extinct species. Yeah, wasn't there that one kind of extinct kind of lion? What's the one that I'm thinking of? Very cool. Let's see. He caught wolves and lions, and the herdsmen lay down in peace, for Enkidu was their watchman, that strong man who had no rival. He was merry living with the shepherds, till one day, lifting his eyes, he saw a man approaching. He said to the harlot, who wasn't important enough to have a name, "Woman, fetch that man here. Why has he come? I wish to know his name." She went and called the man, saying, "Sir, where are you going on this weary journey?" The man answered, saying to Enkidu, "Gilgamesh has gone into the marriage house and shut out the people. He does strange things in Umk, the city of great streets." The city is spelled UMK, Umk. At the roll of the drum, work begins for the men and work for the women. Gilgamesh the king is about to celebrate marriage with the queen of love, and he still demands to be first with the bride, the king to be first and the husband to follow, for that was ordained by the gods from his birth. So that's prima nocta, right? From the time the umbilical cord was cut. But now the drums roll for the choice of the bride, and the city groans. At these words, Enkidu turned white in the face. Oh, thank you, Redacted. That's why I mixed it up. Sumer is Iraq and Iran was Persia. Thank you. Where I lost it. At these words, Enkidu turned white in the face. "I will go to the place where Gilgamesh lords it over the people. I will challenge him boldly, and I will cry aloud in Uruk, 'I have come to change the old order, for I am the strongest here.'" Now Enkidu strode in front, and the woman followed behind, still lacking a name. He entered Umk, the great market, and all the folk thronged round him where he stood in the street in strong-walled Umk. The people jostled. Speaking of him, they said, "He is the spit of Gilgamesh. He is shorter. He is bigger of bone." Are they calling him fat? Guess people have been using that phrase for a long time, huh? "This is the one who was reared on the milk of wild beasts. He is the greatest strength." The men rejoiced. Now Gilgamesh has met his match. This great one, this hero, whose beauty is like a god, he is a match even for Gilgamesh. I guess they really had different beauty standards back then. I guess they liked sounds like he kind of looks like a Sasquatch, based on the description. In Umk, the bridal bed was made fit for the goddess of love. The bride waited for the bridegroom, but in the night Gilgamesh got up and came to the house. Then Enkidu stepped out. He stood in the street and blocked the way. Mighty Gilgamesh came on, and Enkidu met him at the gate. He put out his foot and prevented Gilgamesh from entering the house. So they grappled, holding each other like bulls. Is this going to be like one of those movies where it's like enemies to lovers, and they're like fighting, and then all of a sudden they're just doing it? Let's see. They broke the doorposts and the walls shook. They snorted like bulls locked together. This sounds like a Marvel movie. Destroying the city. Oh wait. Gilgamesh bent his knee with his foot planted on the ground, and with a turn Enkidu was thrown. Then immediately his fury died. When Enkidu was thrown, he sailed to Gilgamesh. "There is not another like you in the world. Ninsun, who is as strong as a wild ox in the byre, She was the mother who bore you, and now you are raised above all men, and Enlil has given you the kingship, for your strength surpasses the strength of men. So Enkidu embraced, and their friendship was sealed. Oh, really, Ravencloak? I haven't seen that one. Redacted, that makes sense. I think thick women were much more popular back in the day compared to now a lot of people like skinny women, and some like thick, but I don't think it was valued to be skinny back then because it just showed that you were underfed and probably less fertile. That fight had a serious lack of infinite magical swords mentioned. Yes, Gadako. I was reading that sometimes malnutrition in the Middle Ages affected the fertility of women, so they weren't able to menstruate, they didn't get periods, and they weren't able to get pregnant because they were so skinny and poor that they... And I think it also most likely made them more likely to die in childbirth. Ah, I see that Dirt Feather is ready for an impression. Hold on to that Dirt Feather, I'm going to wait till 8:50. Aramis, I'm enjoying it as well. I think I'm going to stop there though, because this is a new section coming up, a new chapter called The Forest Journey. So I think I'll stop so we have a good stopping point for next week. Looks like the Forest Journey is quite long, and I don't want us to stop in the middle and be confused. Oh, but spoiler, the next chapter is Ishtar and Gilgamesh and the death of Enkidu. How long is this? Let's take a look. Actually, I better keep it where it was. Redacted, somehow this is all Ishtar's fault. I just know it. Somehow, Ishtar returned. I can't say the word somehow anymore without thinking of that. Yes, Ravencloak, that wasn't even the main story, that was just the setup. Yes, 1F, I am aware of that. That's why, it's important to, if you want to have a baby, gotta be eating good in the neighborhood. I'm still waiting for Merlin to show up. Dirt Feather, I don't know that I've heard of that movie. Saberface. Who is the best Saberface, chat? Well, Dirt Feather, whoa, hey. Don't get me in trouble, don't get me cancelled here. You just have to be well-nourished. Although if your doctor writes WN, meaning well-nourished, in your report, that's like a doctor term, that's one of the things, like, so-and-so is a WN 25-year-old male. They might be shading you a little, or they might just be saying you're fit. Depends. Okita is the correct answer, redacted. Yes, redacted knew. So, I'm looking forward to continuing to read. I did not know that it was, so steamy. Curious what else will happen. Keep it on the forest journey here. Thanks for following on Twitch, Ravenwolf18. Or did I say it funny? Revenwolf? Sorry if I didn't say it right. Revan. Gen Alter. Ravencloak, that sounds about right. Why don't I Google that while I'm here? I can't show it to you, of course. Let's see. Gilgamesh Enkidu statue. Let's see what comes up here. They're clothed there, but that's Reddit. Let's see. That's just Gilgamesh. That's just Gilgamesh. Not sure what I'm looking at there. Let's see. Not seeing that I believe it's true, but I'm not finding it. Wonder if it's getting filtered out. It's not porn if it's history. This is bugging me. I fully believe this exists. But I suspect it's been filtered out. Oh, look, this one's clearly Gilgamesh from FGO. That is not the Gilgamesh I meant. Oh yes, here's another one. Gilgamesh from FGO. Figurine statuette. Not the one I had in mind. But appreciated. Nonetheless. You know, I think I'm gonna try to buy what do you call it? A replica of that statue. Keep it in my home. It'll be a great talking point for guests. I'll be like, oh yes, you like that? Catching up here. Sorry, got really distracted trying to find that. I mean, Ravencloak clothes were a lot more work back then. You had to make them yourself. Even the fabric and everything. Or the cloth, what do you call it? The hides. Yes, Ravencloak apparently has taken it over. It's pretty hilarious. See a cool stone tablet. I would sure love to go to these areas and check out museums. I really want to check out historical sites. I want to go to Egypt. I want to go to Turkey to see Çatalhöyük. Love to go. And I'd also like to be able to try time travel just to view it. I would be invisible. Oh, this is queer art, it says, and they have blurred out the man parts. Not sure what they're doing here. Looks like it was a gift for someone. Interesting. Picard was so dumb for not accepting Q's offer to be able to go back in time and travel seeing ancient civilizations back in their heyday. Makes no sense that he did that. Like, he could have just done it. He could have said, okay, we'll make sure that I don't impact history at all. And it would have been perfect. Idiot. Thank you, Revan Wolf. Sorry, that took me a second. Revan Wolf. I've been streaming for like 9 months, I think. So I could have had a baby in that time. If I'd gotten pregnant at the beginning, I'd be having the baby now. And I stream every weekday at 8 p.m. PST. And different topics every day. Redacted, I did not know Turkey was the meat capital of the world. I do like Turkish food. But not meat, obviously. There's this place, this Persian bakery that I really like. I know Persian food is different, obviously, I'm not an idiot. But I recently discovered them. They sell this bread that's fantastic. I think it's the national bread of Iran, and it is seriously delicious. It's a flat bread that's incredibly chewy. The problem is, it's 24 to 36 inches long. It's huge. So, I eat the whole thing, but I'm guessing it's like 2,000 calories at least. It's the opposite of relaxing, K-Chim. What have I done? Was it arousing because of the whole, you know, harlot thing? Aramis, Crown could pass off as a fake character, right? Acacia, did you really think that I was... Did you really think that I was hiding a pregnancy? I mean, I posted pictures of myself from September, so... I mean, I guess if that's when I was pregnant, I wouldn't have been showing yet. Interesting. Interesting, Ravencloak. I didn't know that. Fascinating. Yes, I'm sure they definitely serve meat. A lot of it. Time to get my steps in, everyone. Get in my steps and then do the requests. I did miss my 8 a.m. steps today because I meant to hit snooze, but instead I hit stop. Thankfully, I woke up at 9:01, which was in time still to get to work, because I didn't have a 9 a.m. client today. By budding, 1F, that is disturbing. I do not like the sound of that one bit. Alright, friends, I'm gonna do these requests real quick. Well, hello, Dear Feather's request. I like 'em thick! And then, oh, both are Dirt Feather. Suyin, close your ears. Oh, what happened there? Suyin, close your ears. Don't listen to this stream. So lewd. I think it should be clear to Jen that that's what sells. Sleepy, usually I get up with just the one alarm, or I'm very good about snoozing, but every once in a while I hit stop instead of snooze. And it's bad. Also, my dog and my cat help. They typically don't let me sleep in. The other weekend they let me sleep in until almost 11, and I was shocked. Wait, Gamma. Ain't related to plant or funguses? Oh, another request from Dirtfeather. Why, hello, dear subjects. I'll add to that. Vote for me, your king, to stream on Friday. But really don't, because it's really time for someone else. There's also... Oh, was that supposed to be Crown or Crow, Dirtfeather? I read Crown. Dirtfeather, I just misread it, actually. It wasn't so much that you didn't trick me, it's that I misread. Anyway. Trony, Kilo, and Chime. They'd like a chance. Otherwise, they're going to be embarrassed like Lilywise and left until the very end. I do have the models made for Kilo and Trony. And Chime, I believe, as well, actually. Yes, Gamma, I understood. I actually am related to Fungus, though, because Fungus created humanity. Mushrooms are our supreme overlords. So, little known fact. Not biologically related to them, of course, because they're not related genetically, but they did create humans. Yeah, Acacia, it's really hard. Once your pets are used to something, you're out of luck. You're just screwed. That's why my dog knows what time I stream now. So every night, she loses her SHIT around 7 p.m. because she's anticipating the 8 p.m. stream, because she knows that when I stream, she gets her little popsicle. So it's pretty rough. Redacted. Do you remember early on when the game had the Goddess of Victory instead of just Goddess of Victory? And there's still mistaken lines in the game. Yes, K-Chim, it is true. Mushrooms created humanity. They created all life on Earth. They actually come from a different planet. Mushrooms are our overlord. And once we learn how to talk to mushrooms, they'll be able to tell us everything about history, because they've been around since the beginning of days. So once we have created a mushroom communication system, we'll be able to have all our questions answered. Yes, Acacia, have you had popsicles? They're very popular. Feather, is that like, what's the emotion Crown's feeling there, so I can try to channel it most accurately? Yes, Nike was the Goddess of Victory, that is true. Although in Greek, is it spelled with 1 or 2 Ks? I always thought it was just the 1 K. Okay. Feather's request. What? No. Wah! Ah, yes, Redacted remembers. And so do the mushrooms. That's what I thought, Ravencloak, just the 1 K. Yes, Ravencloak. Those fungus can tell us the history of mankind. I would like them to answer when humans first arrived in the Americas and how, because we don't know for sure, and what the evidence is constantly changing. Redacted, there's also still some of the older ones that are inaccurate on the launch screen. I feel like some of the there was even some of the newer ones, like as recent as Kilo. Yes, Redacted. That makes sense. Nike is definitely not the pronunciation I would expect in Greek. I think that's a very English pronunciation. I'm not familiar with any other languages where they would pronounce it like that. Exactly, Gamma. Acacia, that would be tremendously disappointing if that's the answer they gave me. Interesting 1F. I just want to know. I have so many questions about history. Also, unrelated. Anyone know why the Eve banner got extended by a week? I just saw the post about it on Reddit. Still looking for that naked statue. Gilgamesh, Enkidu, wrestling. Resting statue. I just dropped my hair clip. Mustn't step on it because it's my favorite clip. Who's rolling for 2B and A2? I've already MLB'd them. Oh wow, here's an interesting. It's Enkidu, but he's got the legs of like a beast with hooves. And he's got the horns of a beast as well. Interesting. Is that typically how he was depicted? Kachim, from mushrooms we came, from fungus we came, into fungus we return. According to Reddit, they did extend it, and the in-game patch notes. I'll post the thread in chat. Ah, interesting. Sorry, I'm still... Aha! I think I found it. This is a naked wrestling statue, but it doesn't say for sure who. Is it so much to ask? Ah. That is Perseus and Medusa, not remotely the same. Come on, Google. You're better than this. Oh, I see. This is brave.com. What a waste. You go to Google. Images.google.com. Now, Gilgamesh statue. Try this again. See what Google helps with. Gosh, some of these depictions of Enkidu are really disgusting. Because he's like at least 50% beast. I'm definitely rolling for Sora. Whoa, got a lot of comments. Yes, Ravencloak, clearly some depictions clearly believe he was wild just in behavior, and others feel he was wild in appearance and body. Raccoon. What do you mean? Are you talking about my mushroom talk or my Gilgamesh talk? Acacia. Never underestimate Shift Up's ability to release buggy content. We could get a third cancelled solo raid. Interesting, Ravencloak. Ravencloak, do you also enjoy history, or do you have a degree in history? How do you know so much? That is a disturbing photo. It seems that many times he was depicted with having horns at the very least. If not otherwise a man. Ah. No. They're mostly naked. Man, are they ripped in the depictions. I want to see a depiction of Ishtar. I'm curious. There she is. Oh, she has the feet of a bird. Was not aware. Ooh, that's a beautiful statue. Does she always have... Oh, here she's cupping her breasts. Here she's very, curvy. tea. Yes, this is the one where she's exceedingly curvy. That is funky looking. Like, not normal looking human curvy. Catching up again. Ah, Ravencloak, that makes sense. Yes, I can see the fertility part. Very interesting. And in this one, is she sometimes depicted with bird? Ah, yes, here she also has bird feet. But this is a much more modern one. She looks very modern in her figure. She looks like a Victoria's Secret model. Bird's feet freak me out a little bit. Yes, Ravencloak, it may have just been a fertility statue. It was... Some of them labeled it just as statue and some labeled it as Ishtar. I think there's disagreement, perhaps among historians. Fascinating. Oh, I just noticed the time. Alright, friends. Gonna have to go so that I can work on that cryptid script for tomorrow. Or not script so much as just gathering information. Last call for impressions. And don't forget that if you subscribe to me on Twitch through your Amazon Prime membership, please resubscribe manually. Yes, Acacia, statues. Well, some of them are small and some of them are large. I usually think of a statue as being large, but I don't know that that's truly the definition. Also, reminder, Thursday's Minecraft multiplayer. So let's just review the schedule for the remaining week. Wednesdays, tomorrow is the Cryptid stream. Thursday, multiplayer Minecraft, details on Discord. Friday, Nikke guest host stream. Likely gonna be Trony or Crown, but it depends on you all. Alright, friends. Last call, I'll give you till 9:03. I would sure love to see this in person. Wonder where this is located. I want to see this image of Ishtar in person. Is it still up somewhere? That would be pretty cool. Alright. Okay, Chim. Well, next week, Tuesday, will also be the live stream. Yes, that's right out of context. Don't put anything in the microwave that's not food. And don't put metal in the microwave. Alright. Remember, I'm out of town next week on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So next week, Tuesday, will be my last stream for several days. Until I return on Sunday. Tuesday stream will be the ASMR stream, and maybe a surprise stream on Sunday, depending on how exhausted I am. Because I believe I'm arriving at, like, I don't know, really early in the morning, possibly. Alright, friends. Thanks for joining me. Have a great evening. Majram.